All right, guys, welcome back.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, middle of July.
Yeah,
Time is flying.
That is crazy. I saw my first back to school sale commercial. I said, "Oh no,
Already. You didn't trigger it?
It still brings back memories of a yesteryear. Yeah, man. You go to school your whole life. You teach. You still mid July. Once you see that commercial, it's like, time's running out. Shout out to all my educators. Shout out to all the teachers in the world.
Big episode of Earn Your Leisure tomorrow. We got Shayla Ashanti. Very interesting.
No, Shayla Shanae.
Oh, Shayla Shanae.
Yeah.
Very interesting story as far as she's a vocal coach. So she actually teaches people how to articulate their ideas in like public speaking form, and how to work. She started working with singers, but she works with entrepreneurs now. And public speaking, one of the biggest fear for adults, and especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not able to speak publicly, that hurts your chances of being successful. So her thing is that she actually teaches people how to go about elevator pitches, how to speak in front of a crowd, how to speak on a stage. So how it's relevant for what we're doing. She's one of the judges for the Nipsey Hussle pitch competition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's incredible.
So she gave some tips for people that be entering the pitch competition, as far as like how they should go about, presenting, best practices, pitch competition protocol. So that's interesting. Then she also is a vendor, and she actually is one of these people that made. She said the first year she vended, she made $300,000 on her vendor table.
Right.
So
that's a vibe. Wow. What's the return on that?
So that's one of these. So vendors, that's interesting for that. But just all around conversation about speaking publicly, being able to communicate your ideas, not being afraid, overcoming fear, not talking too much, how to use concise words, verbiage, get to the point, how to make things intriguing. All of these things is science when you're talking about public speaking. It's not something that you just wing. So very important conversation for anyone that's an entrepreneur, anyone that wants to get their voice out there and be heard, which everybody should want to be heard in today's society. So check that out tomorrow.
Super informative, down to the techniques. It's one of those episodes. Dope, man. And it applies, like you said, for entrepreneurs, but everyday people. Like, I'm listening. She comes from being a vocal coach, but also was a teacher. Also, how the church plays into it. It's a dope episode. Definitely one you got to take notes on and apply.
And then shout out to Chicago. We just came back. Ross Mack had a Wealth Summit. So shout out to Ross and shout out to Dre and the whole team out in Chicago. Cleo Southern. That was a vibe. Shout out to Cleo.
Chrissy, what's up?
So we had a good time in Chicago. We're coming back to Chicago. Very important. August 4th. Earn Your Masters, the legendary Earn Your Masters. We've been all over the map with Earn Your Masters. We've been in South by Southwest, New York Fashion Week, Art Basel, you name it. This year, we went to Charlotte. Incredible. Our second stop this year is Chicago. So this year we are hosting the event, and it's going to be just like it always is, a bunch of education, entertainment. We're going to bring some surprises. Some celebrities is going to come, but we're doing a pitch competition. $50,000. So it's what it is that we're going to 3 cities. Charlotte, Chicago is the second city, then the third city. Then the winner of the third city, the winner of each cities goes to the last city, which will be Art Basel. And that will be the final. And then at the final in Miami in December, you'll be able to compete for $50,000. This is a free event for anybody that wants to come, whether you want to be in a pitch competition or not. But you must RSVP. The link is on our website. If you want to enter the pitch competition, that's also free. You just have to enter. The link is in our website. And if you want to try to perform, because there's room for performances as well, all the information is on our website. So click the Earn Your Masters tab. Space is extremely limited. Click the Earn Your Masters tab on our website, earnyourleisure.com, and enter Chicago, August 4th. We're coming. with $50,000, an opportunity to win $50,000 pitch competition. And outside of that, it's going to be great networking, great education, entertainment. You know how we do. So make sure.
I'm throwing that bag around. Wait, so can they apply at Earn Your Masters and InvestFest?
Absolutely.
1,000%.
That's a fact. We're trying to.
I don't want to hear no complaints for real.
The year
what?
Trying to.
Edwin, get our pitch deck. Me and Edwin gonna pitch.
Shout out to Edwin. Shout out to Edwin. We was with Edwin on Friday night, man.
In the building. And the last thing that I'll say is shout out to Kevin Riley.
Yes.
From New York City, the Bronx. And he's doing a great thing. You know, his district is one of these districts that the average medium household income is $47,000. And we talk about, the wealth gap, right? So one of the ways to bridge this wealth gap is through education. So he worked with the city, and 120 kids he's bringing to Atlanta for InvestFest.
That's incredible.
So appreciate you. Worked with the city. They worked it out. They're going to transport the kids. They're going to the hotel, everything. And this is an opportunity for a lot of young people, men and women, to not only learn, but to be inspired and to get out. Some of these kids, this will be their first time out of New York City. So salute to Kevin Riley for stepping up to the plate and really making a difference in his district. And anybody else that wants to kind of follow suit, we do have group rates for like groups, especially when it comes to kids. So hit us up, DM me or ASO if you're interested, and we can kind of work out some kind of group package for you if you're interested in bringing a group. But definitely wanted to highlight Kevin Riley doing such a great job in the Bronx, and definitely excited that he's able to bring a group of young people from New York to Atlanta for InvestFest. I'm sure that they'll have a great time.
Yeah, that's the type of thing we like to see mirrored in our communities, right? So shout out to him. But also there's going to be 20 adults that are coming with the kids. So not only will the kids get to learn, but there's 20 chaperones coming as well. So shout out to Councilman Riley, and shout out to Chantel Jackson as well.
Chantel Jackson.
Yeah. She had us up at State Assembly. So shout out to her. I know it's a collaborative effort.
Chantel Jackson is in collaboration with State Representative Chantel Jackson. And Kevin Riley, they work together on this, and
the road to success.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure. So,
yeah, and shout out to everybody that's bringing groups of kids. I know we got something in our community that we're doing, but that's what it's about. Like, that's the power of InvestFest, getting groups of young adults and adults together to come to learn something that could change their future, man. So I'm always happy when I see that, man. That's dope.
All right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Ian, any announcements?
Yes, get your tickets to InvestFest. If you want to get rich from the market, go to ianinvest.com. If you want to know where to get in the market, where to get out, what stocks to stay away from, sniper program is included, how to use the 72 EMA, so you never have to depend on anyone else to be able to get rich from the market. ianinvest.com. Come to Blackout Live at InvestFest. I won't reveal who our guest is, but you better be there. Ooh, baby.
Do remember.
It's gonna be legendary.
Do remember.
It's lining up. Everything's lining up accordingly.
It's coming together.
Yes, sir.
Yo, real quick, I'll disclaimer, you know how this works, man. Do your own research. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on us in Chicago again and told us about the research that they're doing, told us about the money that they're making. Love hearing those stories. So you know how this works. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important you do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and which to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. People continue to do the research, share the research. Let's make some money off the research and give credit to the people you heard it from. Love is love. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the master investor himself. Let's make this money.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump over the weekend. That was something that was very unexpected, cost of turns. But first, we got some stock talk. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about too much stocks yet last week. Ian had some technical difficulties, but we got a lot of AI gems. But a lot of people had questions about stocks. So we're talking about stocks a lot this week. We will be covering some political stuff, and we also have a big announcement to make too in regards to investors that we'll make later on. But first, let's start with Google.
Yes.
Okay, so Google is reportedly in talks to buy cybersecurity startup Wiz for $23 billion in its largest ever deal. What are your thoughts on this potential acquisition?
They're getting dominated in this AI race, and I think it's a great acquisition if it goes through. Cybersecurity is going to be more important than ever, especially with the AT&T data breach, selling of data.
Whew.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Profits go down, and all of a sudden, every text and every nude you ever sent is on. Okay. Gotcha, AT&T. Well played, my boy. So I think since they cannot, I think it's a great branding lesson too. If you cannot be the leader in a space, it's better for you to acquire, if you can't build it, to be a leader in another area that's incredibly important. And cybersecurity is going to be an area, I think, that if they get a lead in, it wouldn't push the stock up even further. And now they don't have to compete against Microsoft and Apple and OpenAI in the future. So great acquisition if it goes through. 23 billion is a lot, but I think they probably have a plan to make 15x off of it, 17x off of it in the next 15 years. So it's definitely going to be worth the investment.
Yeah, I'm with you. When you think about cloud and in terms of where they're at, they're in third place, a strong third place behind AWS, Amazon, and obviously what Azure, what Microsoft is doing. And so it's a play on it. It's interesting. Last week, they pulled out of the deal with HubSpot. Shout out to everybody that made money off the HubSpot play in Market Money Chicago. That deal gets off the table. This deal now becomes what it does is highlight. It's interesting. When I looked at your Instagram post today, and it was talking about the cybersecurity stocks. Yeah, we were talking about which ones would benefit, but I think it talks about the importance for the space overall, right? So now you have the three giants that are saying like this is an important infrastructure piece that we need to have to make sure our business runs efficiently. For those companies that we spoke about 3 weeks ago, CrowdStrike, Zscaler, they're going to be beneficiaries of this. But the interesting part is, will the deal go through, right? So this will be the largest acquisition that they've ever had, but will it go through? We've already seen, they've been sued by the Department of Justice, right? Mm-hmm. When we talked about the Apple search engine, but we're starting to see these tech giants trying to make consolidation efforts in sectors. And then the Department of Justice says, you know what? Nah, we're not going to let this pass through. So interesting, good position for them to be in. Obviously, they're taking this thing seriously. 23 billion is nothing to sneeze at, even from Google. But will it go through? We'll see. These things take 6 to 7 months, and then we'll see what happens.
How long is it before the election?
We got 4 months away.
And Senior Trump get in, they got a good Hey, and also too, if they fall behind in this AI race and don't get into cybersecurity, somebody got to get fired. How do you have all this talent and it's mismanaged, and then Gemini or whatever the AI product is terrible, probably one of the worst for a mega company. And then if you don't get cybersecurity, you're behind. You are behind. So
but the stock is performing well.
Stock's performing well, but I think my thing is, as an entrepreneur, you always have to be paranoid about losing your lead, because they had Ray Kurzweil on payroll for 12 years talking about AI and robotics, and then to let every other company come and dominate and push the space forward, and you're kind of third or fourth, makes no sense. So
they have mismanaged the talent. Even when we think of DeepMind and we think of all the talent that's come from there that's going on to other companies, that have sparked innovation, especially inside of AI, it's like, wait, how did
troubling.
How did you let all these people get out?
Yeah.
I mean, but that happens. And we spoke about that. That happens in these spaces, especially in AI, where it's like the best talent doesn't stay very long because they're always looking for new innovation. We compared it to like college sports, where if you're a freshman and you're good, you're going to the league, right? Yeah. If you're a sophomore, you're good, you're going to the league. If you're a senior, it's kind of like, well, why didn't he? Was he not good enough to leave after 4 years, after his first year? Even though that person is developing the talent. So when you look at it like that, it makes sense why people are going from, you see, NVIDIA to AMD or vice versa, or DeepMind now to Claude to Anthropic. So these things happen, but to lose that much talent is pretty
That's
concerning.
insane. Hey, Google, y'all better call Lee or Cohen and figure out how to put somebody in a contract in perpetuity plus 2 lifetimes, non-transferable rights and all that. Oh my God.
360 play.
For real. On tech. Oh my boy.
That might be something. That might be something.
Hey, you got to work like the vultures.
For sure.
So, yeah.
So SMCI will replace Walgreens in the Nasdaq 100 starting in July 22nd.
Yes.
So what's your perspective on this change in the index, and was it timed?
Why the hell was Walgreens in the Nasdaq 100 anyway?
It's about damn time.
Y'all don't even sell electric. What y'all sell? A Norelco and some battery, bruh. A bunch of these bum ass companies in Nasdaq and the Dow need to be removed and replaced with new talent. Like, I love the addition. SMCI has done incredibly well. We talked about this with Dow about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think we just need to take some of these companies that are not performing incredibly well. I know they're legacy companies and people always say they'll never go out of business. But if the profit margin isn't strong, like I've never heard an analyst in the last 5 years say that they're positive on Walgreens for a long period of time. Not one. I haven't been. So I do like the move. I just think you need new blood in these exchanges and indexes. And some of these old legacy companies that are not performing well need to be replaced. So I think it's incredibly time. Now, can it be volatile? Absolutely. But I think they'll perform year over year much better than Walgreens has, for sure.
I mean, if you look at the 10-year chart on Walgreens, I think its high was $85. The writing has been on the wall for Walgreens for some time. It's now trading at $11.58. I mean,
it's a penny stock, technically.
What are we talking about? And then this is when we talk about the AI economy. When NVIDIA obviously is partnered with SMCI for their hardware data centers, and we've talked about this, right? Economies will be built from this technology, and so obviously NVIDIA has led, but who's partnering with them? We've seen the volatility. I mean, every day it feels like it could move $20 or it could go up $50. And so it makes sense. I mean, the technology is not going anywhere. Obviously, NVIDIA is a $3 trillion cap company. This is one of their partners and one of the innovators inside the data center space. It makes sense why it would be included in the Nasdaq. I'm surprised it wasn't added already.
Yeah, and profit margin on Walgreens, negative 2.2%, operating margin, negative 9.3%. Like, what are we talking about?
So, okay.
We should probably start doing a predictive list of who else is going to start getting kicked out.
I would love to.
Let's do a list.
Yeah.
And we'll just track the list to see who's next.
It's needed. It's long overdue.
We could have sold this one.
So, the stock, SMCI stock, went up over 500% over the course of the last 52 weeks. So is that something that you think is still a buy?
Shout out to the SMCI Mafia. Yes, I like it at $7.95 if it ever drops that low. If it ever drops that low, or $8.42. Do I think it will pull back even more? Yes. Over the next year or two, it'll definitely pull back at some point. But holding it for the long term, because there's not the company per se. The company is amazing, but sometimes a sector will get so big that it's the thing. Like you couldn't outpace social media 2009 through 2018. Like that was the thing. Now this sector's gotten so big and it's needed. Thank God. They'll continue to run up. Hopefully AMD will follow suit and AMD will push up a lot more. I know the stock is really expensive at the time, but when it pulls back, fire away. Same with NVIDIA. If NVIDIA drops 15%, 20%, buy it and you'll be good to the upside.
Yeah, I think it's crazy you said $7.95. I just got a call about that. They're like, when should we do an option call on it? And I'm like, I like it under 800. I just got to be patient with it.
You have to wait.
Yeah, it got close, and then I kind of missed, just because again it moves so quickly, like
so volatility. Yeah,
it's so volatile. One day it's like I said, it could be down 40. The next day it's up 70, or even like today, down 17. I think when it opened, it was up $25, and so it's volatile. But if it gets under 800, I'm definitely in pursuit.
Excited to buy.
Yeah,
especially if you're holding for 5 years.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's gonna be great.
That's gonna be my.
Trump told y'all to fight with the Black Power fist. Boy, SMCI gonna create.
This is still on.
Is it?
No, I'm holding on to this.
They bought in Texas. When I get back, they're gonna take all the little Black Power fists and replace them with Trump. They already be writing out history anyway.
Stay strong.
Roland Martin, we gotta talk. Am I a conspiracy theorist or not? But let's wait and stick to stocks.
Hit the like button and share.
I love Roland too, by the way.
So we didn't get a chance to talk about Bitcoin, but you had said that you wanted to talk about Bitcoin as far as the buy-in. So it's up. It was up today.
Yes.
So what's the low the boat price for Bitcoin?
I wouldn't be low to boat, but like 54,333 is a price that I do like it. And if it drops to 52,000, I would get aggressive there. I won't give a low to boat price because people go crazy and be like, oh my God, he said it's going to go to zero. So 52,000, then 53 and some change. I told people before, get it at 55 a couple months ago. So it should push up. I think Bitcoin should get back to 65 maybe in a couple months. So same as SMCI, like it has a very cyclical and volatile nature. I just hate when it drops and then people are like, well, no, now it's going to go to 40. No, 55. Buy, continue to buy, hold this for a 5-year period. You'll be good. But those are the two areas that I do like. And for everybody in chat, you can put the prices back in for everyone who may not have heard them. But Bitcoin is going to do incredibly well over the next 2 or 3 years.
It had been trading under 65 for about a month.
Yep.
It was starting to pull back. And then we had the CEO of BlackRock speak today. And he said that he's a huge believer of Bitcoin. And
is that all he said?
He said some other things, but that was one of the things he said. And then we see it have a rebound like it did today. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it as a stored asset class that
I thought it was decentralized.
Yeah, well, Larry had some other things to say about it. So
like I said, no, this ours now.
Yeah, we're coming in, and then they reported what 10 trillion in assets under management, the largest in the history of the world.
Yep.
So I mean, their eyes are on it. We've talked about it a couple of months ago about BlackRock being in the space. I mean, it has at some point. If you don't have it as a part of your portfolio, you're going to miss this wave.
Mistake.
Yeah, you're going to miss it. So, yeah, I see it. I see it rising. Over before the year's end, definitely getting back to 65, but I think it touches 70.
I agree. And if anyone else is asking, no, I have no other commentary on BlackRock. Kudos to Larry Fink, the fine folks at BlackRock, and all executive management, past leadership, and future leadership. Are you no? What? You guys are selling out for BlackRock. Yep, for sure. BlackRock Vanguard. Sorry.
Hit the like button.
For real.
Tesla's market share has dipped below 50% for the first time since the electric car vehicle sector gained popularity. How do you view this shift in the market?
I think it's overhyped. I've been critical of Elon all year. But with BYD getting hotter, American companies focusing more on EV, everyone's going to come for your lunch if you make something popular. I'm not really concerned yet because they are still like the preeminent leader in terms of thought and market share here. Stock has done pretty well over the last couple of weeks. So I mean, if it dropped to 25% market share or 20%, I would then get concerned before to take a dip under. I'm not worried. I think it was a little bit of an overhyped headline. I still like it at, if you need a re-entry point, 223, you'll be fine. Once it dipped below 144 and some change a couple months ago, that's another place that I like it to buy, but I think this is too overhyped. They made it seem like they went from 75% to 50% in 1 week. I'm like, okay, yeah, BYD is heating up. My stance has been the same on Tesla. Hold it long term. Here's a noble thought. You can be pro a company and still criticize the founder and what they should do better to keep their lead, as I've done with Apple. So I think this is overhyped. They still have some corrections to make. I think they do need a lot more innovation, but I wouldn't worry about this right now. At all.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where you can read the headline and you can actually read the article. And so if you read the headline, it was like, oh my gosh, that sounds like something that's drastic. If you read the article, then it makes more sense to you. In 2012, Tesla had 75% of the EV space. For the past 10 years, it's had approximately 56% of the EV space. It's finally going under 50 last year. Well, then you start to look at the tea leaves as to why. We talked about the production, right? We talked about the delays in production. And so they saw the sales decline while the EV space increased by 11%. And so if you decline and the entire space is increasing, you're obviously going to see a pullback. But I mean, they still have a large majority of the space. And it's interesting. When I was looking at the number of sales, there's still so much space for EVs to go. Only 7% of all vehicles sold in 2023 were EVs. You're seeing an increase every year. I have an EV. I love it. Even though the version that I have is not selling out well, but that's fine. It means my
no need to sell. It's fire.
Becomes even more exclusive. It's interesting because now when you look at Tesla, even with those pullbacks in the market space, you can see that there's a shift. And so, is it an EV company anymore? We've been saying no for so long, but what is it? So now it becomes EV/robotics. Right, because here comes the robo-taxi. I know there was some delays that they announced last week, but it becomes a slash now just from solely being in 2012 an EV car company. We obviously know the technology that Elon has brought forth to this world, but now it's like, we're a slash company. We don't really just stay in one sector.
No, it's definitely trouble for the company for sure.
Which part?
Every part. So in business, you're either going up or you're coming down.
No. Wait, hold on. Let me just take that there. Which part of you're saying every part of the company? In what sense?
Get able to communicate my thoughts, and you'll be able to actually understand what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I want to break down what you said.
Every part of what you just said. So, but let me just take one thing at a time. So they went from 75 to 58 to now they're under 50. That's troubling. Because like I said, either you're gaining or you're losing, and they're losing market share for sure. That's not even the worst part of the issue. I just read a report a few days ago in the Wall Street Journal that like 30-40% of people that have EVs are going back to gas cars,
gas powered vehicles. Yeah.
So I now you gotta start. We talk about the AI bubble. Is it an EV bubble? Right? Like
it's been that. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia is still printing money. Like it's not like. We got to reevaluate the conversation on EVs to see if this was overly hyped.
I've been saying it.
Is it overly hyped if it's only 7%? This is not even a bubble.
But a lot of it was done off of expectation. Like the pricing was not based off of what it's currently at. It was based off of the expectation of what it's going to be in the future.
For Tesla. But here's in general. But here's what the contrary to what you're saying. In 2012, how many car companies had EV models?
Toyota, Nissan.
You can count them, right?
Yeah, it was maybe
2024. How many companies have EV models? And so, of course, you're going to lose market share because more people are coming into the space. And so, where you were the only person, you were the only date at the prom. Now you got a bunch of beautiful women that are, or men, coming into the space, and they have vehicles that are comparable to yours, and they're more cost efficient than yours. And so, yeah, you're going to lose market share when you're not the only person that people can buy from.
That's my whole point. Literally, that's literally my whole point.
Yeah,
my whole point. You just articulated my whole entire point. But what I'm saying is that, as Ian always says, your goal is to have a monopoly, right?
Yes.
Like Apple has one competitor, maybe two if you count, China, but they have at the most they have two competitors. There's not 10 companies that Apple has to fight with for market share. The NBA has no competitor. Like I just read a report where they saying the NBA is about the contract is so crazy that in 4 years,
for real,
people are going to start having $94 million a year.
Contracts,
right? It's a monopoly on the sport. Like the best companies in the world have monopolies. So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that Tesla is going to die, right? It's still a viable company, but their days of being on top are numbered.
In what space?
In the EV space.
Well, that's why I just said they slashed. Now it's robotics.
Now my next point was going to be the robotics thing. I think that's overrated. Elon has a way of hyping things. How many people is really going to have robots just running around? Like I think that's overrated. I think that there's a lot of speculation and overhype and it's sensationalized, and it's still a lot of question marks in regards to what is even their robotic plan. Robot taxis are not happening anytime soon. The government is not going to allow that to happen anytime soon. So we're talking about at least probably a 20-year in the window, like for this even to come into fruition. I just feel like he's a great entrepreneur, but I feel like he's a great salesman, even more so than an entrepreneur. And he has a great way of saying things that, I don't know. I'm not overly enthusiastic about, a robot. If that's the business model as far as the robots, I think that they have trouble.
All right. So then tell me the company, because this is fair, right? To tell me the company that's not based off speculation and valuation, right? You could say, like NVIDIA is selling all these chips, but what if that doesn't improve the business model for all the people that they're selling for?
But that's needed. That's what I'm saying.
Or it may not be needed. We don't know, right? Like people, we don't know. And the companies that are spending the money, right? They're basing it on
even with NVIDIA,
right? Good.
That's a tech monopoly too. If we're gonna be very honest, the reason NVIDIA has grown so much is that they have super big whale clients that nobody else can access at a premium price point. Like when you're selling at $2 billion a clip, it's really hard for the profitability not to be there. I think both points can be true.
Yeah.
The one thing that's not being and Elon will hype some shit up.
Of course.
The one thing I don't think that anyone's really paying attention to over the weekend, now he openly endorsed Trump after the sympathy vote.
What was it?
And now
what was the time that he endorsed it though? Did you look at that?
I didn't.
10 minutes after.
Well played.
Crazy.
Well played. And now, so maybe some of the issues that he had with the White House and not being able to have Tesla do a deal with the government, maybe if Trump gets in office, he can get it done now and it can bump the market share back up. But from a business perspective, I do agree. Either you're growing or you're dying. So if my market share went from 75% to 48%, I will be worried. The autonomous taxi robo iRobot thing, great idea. I loved it in the movie with Will Smith too. Don't see it happening yet. I do think if he takes Starlink and combines it in Tesla, I think he needs to make all those companies into one. Then he'll have a mega power. It's hard to focus on running 4 or 5 companies and having 12 kids at the same damn time.
And then creating an AI, like you're trying to create his own AI at the same time. So are you still long-term Tesla or you're not?
I am. But my thing is like, I think you can be long at company and as a shareholder say, hey, I don't want you doing ketamine in the office and I want you to focus.
Allegedly.
This is what I want y'all to say.
These
are my views. Reflective. Look, I'm gonna call my boy at the little factory one day.
We need video footage. Are you long Tesla or you're not in Tesla at all? If you have to invest?
I feel like it's better companies to invest in. I think Tesla's going to make money.
Very true.
But I don't think that it's a top 10 draft pick if you want to do it like a lottery pick. Is Tesla a lottery pick right now?
No.
Top 12?
I mean, you got Apple,
Microsoft, NVIDIA, OpenAI.
There's 12 picks in the lottery coming.
I don't even.
It might be late. It might be late lottery.
I do how I do my personal love life. Like once I get out the top 10, you don't even count. You don't even matter. That's next season. Then the backups. I'm cool.
So you long Tesla. I'm staying on good.
But Tesla, Kawhi, not focused as he should be. Too much partying in Costa Rica. When Kawhi got off the bus, I'm like, nah, he ain't playing this song.
Kawhi back home. He got it.
Shout out to Kawhi.
Shout out to Kawhi.
But you said you didn't give a definite answer.
What's the question?
I'll down the hill with you, Shotty. Come on.
When you say long Tesla, I'm long Tesla.
When you say long Tesla,
I'm investing in it long term.
I think that it's going to go up on the course.
Are you going to? Would you invest in it long term?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that it's not going to go up, though.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, would you invest in it long term?
Yeah. I think is Tesla a top 5 company right now?
No, it's not top 5.
They're not.
No. I didn't say top 5, but lottery, that's different. I think it's lottery. I say lottery.
I mean, okay. Is it better than Netflix?
Nope.
Is it better than?
It's better than Google? No.
Is it better than Meta?
No.
Of course.
These are all lottery.
Apple, Microsoft. We already
know those already.
NVIDIA.
Those we already know.
What's barely better than AMD?
TSM.
I said late lottery.
CrowdStrike.
Yes.
BlackRock, Vanguard.
Come on, stop.
top two in that one.
But why would you say it's better than CrowdStrike though? Because CrowdStrike actually solves a problem.
CrowdStrike has a tremendous competition inside their space. Tremendous.
It also solves a problem though.
I know, but it has. There's about 15 companies inside the space. They're the leader now, but they have tremendous competition.
If Elon Musk wasn't the CEO of Tesla, what they're still
they're diversifying it.
Huh?
They're diversifying where they're putting the money.
I've been long in the stock. I'm gonna be real. That robo taxi idea.
Is it better than Eli Lilly?
Eli's a lottery.
Hey,
Getting close to like
You're naming lottery.
a lot of companies.
Full disclaimer, I'm in most of the companies that you just said. I'm invested. CrowdStrike, you already know I'm invested.
Is it better than Amazon?
That's not
not even close.
Is it better than Google?
Why don't we just make a list?
We deep in the rabbit hole. Tesla maybe 20th.
20?
Late first round. Ronnie James.
Ronnie James vibes.
Sure. Y'all wilding. And no disrespect to Bronny. No disrespect to Bronny. But y'all wilding.
Yo, season 2, they got on me for screaming on a mic. If I was on ketamine when the show was out, what would have happened?
Yo, what's
these are no. This comes from inside the company. This ain't no shit I made up.
There's proof of this? We need to see this. I need to see video footage.
The ketamine play. Okay.
All right. By market cap, I'm looking at the market cap. It's number 11 in market cap right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you where it's at.
Yeah.
It's number. So in terms of market cap, you take out, if we're talking about American companies, you take Saudi Aramco out of there.
The market cap is not the only thing that
I'm just
the story.
I'm just saying.
Is the Saudi royal family invested in Tesla though?
That I don't have information on that yet. Do you?
Homework assignment. You want to know what's going to last? Go see what they invested in.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Quick intermission break. InvestFest, biggest in the world. We just announced Shannon Sharp will be in the building.
Yes.
Shout out to Shannon Sharp, man. Lineup just keeps getting better and bigger, and it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable.
Every time they say, "Can y'all do something even greater?" The answer is yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
It's actually unbelievable. We just announced the Woman Initiative with the great Lauren London.
Yes.
Which we will be giving financial incentive to a woman-based business, and then we will have an all-women panel. She has Queen of Fool will be on the panel.
Yeah, we got some more surprises from that.
It's going to be a legendary situation. Of course, Steve Harvey will be there. 50 Cent headlining, 19 Keys, Ian Dunlap. The list goes on. Damon John, Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks ago, we did a raffle courtesy of Steve Harvey. I'll tell you, every week we're just going to keep dropping different surprises, different, incentives. And
congrats to all the winners.
Salute to all the winners. We said it live on the show last week.
That was dope.
So Tip hit us. And Tip lives in Atlanta. T.I. will be at InvestFest also, ladies and gentlemen.
The king, homie.
So you can't come to the city without hollering at the king. That has to happen. Right. So the Welcome to Atlanta sweepstakes, courtesy of T.I. Shout out to Tip. The Welcome to Atlanta sweepstakes. So what we're going to do is for this week, anybody that buys a general admission ticket from now, 7:15 to 7:21, Monday to Sunday, you will be eligible to win cash prize of the winner will win $5,000. Via
hold on, write these down.
These ain't mine. Yeah, okay, Tip.
Yeah. Shout out to Tip.
$5,000 VIP ticket upgrade, meet and greet with EYL and TI, exclusive access to InvestFest dinner. So we're going to be doing a dinner, and you'll get exclusive access to that. Here comes the Atlanta incentives. Tickets to Atlanta Falcons game. Tickets to the Trap Music Museum. Shout out to T.I. Tickets to his free meal at his restaurant, Trap City Cafe. Tickets to the 85 South live show. Shout out to the 85 South crew, Atlanta zone. And then we're just going to throw in some education as well. 1 year access to EYL University, and then you'll get the real estate and business creation course as well. So if you buy a general admission ticket this week, and then past general admission ticket holders, you'll be entered as well. You buy a general admission ticket this week, and if you have a ticket, you'll have a chance to win $5K And the VIP ticket upgrade, you'll meet T.I. and ourselves. You'll get the access to the VIP dinner. You'll get the Falcons game, Trap Music Museum, Trap Cafe, 85 South Show, 1 year access to EY University, real estate creation course, business course. And then what we'll do is one person will win that 5,000. We'll have 5 winners. The other 4 people that will be selected, you will get your tickets upgraded from general admission to VIP tickets. So 5 people will win. $5,000 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else can you do?
Welcome to Atlanta, shouted.
All right.
I gotta step up my giveaways. What? Okay. Chad, I didn't get an update on the board meet on the 85 South play. Okay.
Shout out to 85, man. You know,
it's a hell of an offer.
We talk about 85 so much, and they're staples in Atlanta. So it's like when thinking about what to add to an Atlanta gift basket, you can't forget 85 South, man. So shout out to Chad, Brian, the whole team over there, man. You guys are incredible.
Chico Low.
So yeah, so if you're one of these people that's waiting, if you're coming to InvestFest, this is a great week to get your ticket. All general admission tickets will be entered, and like I said, even the past ones, you'll be entered into the raffle. The winner gets 5,000. 5,000 goes a long way.
Yeah,
that's a
whole long.
5 bands. 5 bands.
It's a lot.
All right,
it's a lot.
There you have it. Welcome to Atlanta Sweepstakes once again.
That's amazing.
Thank you to T.I. and his team. Appreciate it. All right.
Damn, can I come to that dinner? Hold on now. Wait.
You got the invite there.
You're there. What you mean?
Whichever dinner you want to show up to.
But you still gotta ask, you know.
You there, man.
Stop.
Yeah.
You can never take nothing for granted.
That's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact.
We appreciate that.
Never take for
Appreciate that.
Your name has already been added.
That's a hell of a giveaway. What?
Yeah. And
how much is a general admission ticket?
$250. $250 to win 5. That's like prize picks.
Yo, one ticket to the Falcons game is more than that. So
absolutely. 85 South Show. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
It's
a lot. It's a lot. It's the impact, man.
Over deliver.
There you go.
Yeah.
Once again.
Okay. And Troy's options class will be next week.
Yes.
For you guys at EY University. Next week, Troy's options class.
Yeah, and everybody that's in EY University, I put some nuggets up there this morning. I got some more stuff that's going to go up tomorrow morning. I know we got a big earnings reports coming up from ASML and obviously TSM reports on Thursday. So big week. And I might throw in my Apple upgrade inside there this week. So be on the lookout for that.
Fire. Is Tesla better than United Healthcare?
That's your company. I'm not a United Healthcare person. That's one of them old dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Novo Nordisk?
Novo, I like. But do I like Lilly more? Yes.
Oh, Lilly, my baby.
Okay. So
I see you looking over at the market caps. I see you looking.
Broadcom.
I got my
segment next week.
My screen is up too, man.
Yeah, I see you. Tesla, step it up. Go ahead.
The moment has come. Okay, let's talk about this Donald Trump situation. You can lead with the stock. First and foremost, any act of violence is always discouraged and highly condemned by Earn Your Leisure across the board. There's no place for violence in society. So put that out there.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. Okay. Now, Donald Trump attempted assassination. A lot to unpack here. But first, let's start off by talking about Donald Trump media and technology. Stock was up around 30% today. Surprising, or is it surprising that a stock would go up this much after an assassination attempt? So the obvious question is this a time to buy Donald Trump's stock? Should you short Donald Trump's stock because this is just a bump based off of emotion and it's going to come back down?
Yeah.
How does this play in, and why did this stock go up so dramatically post assassination attempt?
If the stock gets to $61, I will look to short it. I don't know if it'll go that high. I definitely think it was a play off of the meme craze and the emotion of what happened. It's not a company that I would invest in long term, but if you want to trade it short term, if it gets above 61, I would definitely look to short it. Because the financials and fundamentals don't really align with how I invest. But it because of all the news and fodder, no pun intended, is the reason why I went up, but I don't like the company long term.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it has the characteristics of a meme stock. Why does it go up?
People saw the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking for gains. How much of it do you think is support? Right, people just want to be show support for the former president in a time like this. So it's like, all right, well, obviously they could donate to the campaign, but I mean, like it feels like, I know we always talk about retail investors versus institutional investors. How much impact did retail have on this? I would say a majority of it, correct?
Yeah, 1,000%.
So anytime those type of things we see in characteristics of meme stocks, like you said, I'm not touching it, and I didn't touch it. But no. Yeah, kudos to anybody that is invested in it and made some money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now to the actual conversation about the assassination attempt. So what is the takeaways here? And how does it impact the political landscape?
No, keep us all together, please, so I can look at Rashad's and Troy's faces, know if I'm going off cue. Thank you. Lessons, I think security definitely needs to be beefed up. I know there's a lot of reports and conspiracy. I won't go down that lane. To my brother Roland Martin, remember when I told you there are some politicians that are afraid of Boeing? I love Roland, so I'm not coming for you because I want you to come for me. I don't want no smoke. I love you dearly. But I think they want him out of the way. And I don't think this will be the last time. For his security personnel, I think they need to do better. If I was him, I wouldn't drink anything, eat anything unless I saw them prepare it myself. But I think it goes to show that more security is needed. And I think that, thank God the attack was thwarted and they got the killer and all that. Rest in peace to the gentleman who lost his life at the rally as well. But we just need more security all around at all of these events. I know we've rested on our laurels because we haven't had a major attack happen since 9/11. But I immediately thought, like, what if something happened at a stadium or a bigger venue, or God forbid if he did get killed, or like, security just needs to be beefed up. But also, I don't think you can incite violence and expect violence not to come back to you. That's why I always say, don't lead with any drama. Because at some point, if you are inciting a riot or any kind of fight, that is going to come to your doorstep. So, but on the political side, I think it's over with. When he got up and did the little Black Power fist and said fight, and then 50 Cent came out the mini meal with it's over with, bro.
But he definitely
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm so like, and then shout to Plies. Plies campaigning like, hey, Biden needs to do this. They not listening. I think this is going to help rally his base even more.
I mean, it's definitely over, respectfully. But I thought it was over before. But yeah, I mean, you coming out like Tupac, you know, that's the energy that is going to give Tupac 50 Cent type situation, because you know he's going to make a whole motion picture out of this. Like you said, you know, he stood up, put the fist up, very intelligent thing to do in the moment.
In the moment, it was a brilliant PR move.
The first word he said was fight.
He said himself that it's an iconic picture. That's what he said. And that's going to be the picture that's going to be, it's going to have murals, and they're going to put it, it's going to be all over the place. They're probably going to have a flag with his image, with his hand up, and it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult to overcome a candidate that survived getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
Whether he got grazed, doesn't matter. He's going to say he got shot, took it and smiled, just like Pac did. And
nah,
that's a fact.
But Pac no longer here with us. But
I'm saying,
I know. What
Pac said took 5 shots, took it and smiled, could kill me.
I know that's what you wanted to reference. That's why I'm laughing,
Pac, man.
I know you. I know that's what you want. Question though.
But Pac, he got a lot of energy after he got shot, man.
This is true.
50 Cent's career skyrocketed. Look, this is a fact. 50 Cent skyrocketed after he got shot. Pac was already a superstar, but he got a lot of energy after he got shot. He used it to his advantage.
To all demographics or specific demographics?
All demographics.
Pac?
Well, yeah, Pac.
What you mean?
Let's start. Like when he got shot, he got a bigger audience?
For sure, he got a big audience.
Okay.
But
he sold $5 million on Me Against the World. We're not gonna do the
right. He was already a superstar.
He was
already a superstar.
Yeah.
The myth of Tupac, the legend of Tupac grew. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, but I'm only asking that because people said that he's going to appeal to our audience more now that this has happened, because we've seen that in our culture.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'll ever truly appeal to us.
I'm interested to hear what you
for his base.
He beat the feds.
This is what I'm saying. Keep going.
I mean, sometimes in life you got to be honest. Shout out to all the HBCU graduates that have PhDs.
Mm-hmm.
I love y'all more than anybody in the world. But there's a certain demographic of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest. He survived the feds.
Mm-hmm.
He got 34 felonies, Teflon Don in it. Got shot, survived it. He's wild. And that is appealing to not just Black people, but I think it speaks to a culture of renegade. It's a renegade culture that support that. This is the same renegade culture that would support a hip hop artist or anybody, right? Like, you can't act like we got to just be honest. There is a certain demographic of people who like gangster rap. They like drill. They like drill music, right? Because they think that it's a possibility that it actually is happening, right? And it's not just a Blacker thing, but it's a whole cultural thing of he's appealing to a demographic of people who watched a horror movie and wish that the person got killed. They want, right? They watched the mob movie and they hoping that the mob boss gets off. They watching Scarface and they cut it off at the end because they don't want to see him actually get killed. That's a real demographic and population. And Trump, man, he's filling in those roles one by one. He's filling in those roles one by one. And you can try to ignore it, but he actually is appealing to a certain demographic of people. Like I said, I don't think it's a race thing. I just think that it's a cultural thing across pop culture in America. And we've never seen a politician like this. Like, we've never seen a politician that'll get shot and then still talking reckless. Like, he's still talking, he's still on it. Like, yeah, this is an iconic moment because I'm still living and I got shot in the head and I survived it. Like, he sounds like a rapper.
They said that he's and we'll see. Tonight starts the Republican National Convention, but they said that he's actually changed the tone, or there's rumors that he has changed the tone of his speech from what he was going to do to what he's going to do.
Yeah,
now.
It's going to be more crazy.
You think?
It's going to be more wild. It's going to be even more over the top.
I like what you said, though. I like that you've grouped it. It's not pop culture. It's renegade culture. I think that's a very fair analysis, that people are resident. We met somebody on the boat who was like, yo, remember what y'all was talking about getting released? Yo, I'm a person that got released. I'll rock with this dude.
The thing about it is, like, denial is not going to help the situation, right? And I feel like a lot of Democrats are in denial, saying like, oh, no, he doesn't appeal to a certain demographic of people. Oh, no, not yet. He does. So now it's like, how do you combat this, right? Because you keep denying it and his momentum's only growing. And before you know it, it's going to be a landslide victory if you stop. You got to just face the fact. And man, everything has only helped him. He got convicted of 34 felonies. It helped him. He got shot in the head. It helped him. It's just like he's just like, it's like a video game. He just keeps going up. He's like Bowser. Like he's getting stronger by the day. And Biden,
that's pause.
How is it? You ever played
Bowser's pause?
No, you say he's going up. Pause.
He said it gets stronger.
That's not a question, but keep going.
That's not a question.
That's not questionable.
So Biden's not a formidable opponent. So They're gonna have to make some decisions quickly, or they just gotta focus on the Senate and Congress and just try to keep it divided. That'll be the best option. Have a divided House, so he can't just do whatever he wants to do. Keep majority in Congress. Focus on governor races, and just play that game.
All right. So you said, Ian, you said it's over. As far as the election, it's over. This is going to be, and you're not saying that it's over. I want to ask a question maybe to both of you, because in terms of renegade culture, right? We have seen violence with elected officials. We weren't alive for the assassination of RFK, who was running for president or about to campaign to run for president. We obviously weren't alive for JFK, Martin Luther King, but we've seen plenty of assassinations. We weren't alive for most of those, but we have seen some recently with congressmen. And it's funny you mentioned at parks, like we saw it happen at the Nationals game. Is this an issue? Is the gun violence an issue, or is it the renegade culture that's an issue?
We haven't seen plenty of assassinations.
No. I'm saying we've seen violence with elected officials, right? Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked. We actually saw that.
But this is
right. No, I'm saying we've seen it. We haven't seen it on
different level.
We've never seen a presidential candidate, right? I think we were just born or too young to remember when Reagan shot, right? That happened. What I'm saying is that is renegade culture to blame here from the inverse, right? So if we're looking at it like they're supporting him, but on the other end, there's people who don't like him, and this is a result of renegade culture.
This goes in that B16, 613 category we can't talk about.
What's the question though?
I'm saying renegade culture, right? Because yes, there are people like you said that are attracted to this. But on the other end, there are people who have this renegade culture that's the inverse, where like, we don't like him. We're going to see, there might be retaliation now that says, all right, well, now Joe Biden's security has to be heightened because of this retaliation.
Well, I don't think it's a complicated question to answer. I mean, we live in a society that has some of the freest gun laws in world history, and a lot of people have guns. And we also live in a society where, is extremely polarizing and is algorithms that keep you in your point of view and make you hate one another, and this is ramped up by music, by film, by social media, by drugs, by alcohol. So violence is an American issue. It happens across the board. This is a political violence, but I mean, the same root cause for political violence is the same root cause for gang violence. You have access to a gun. If you give somebody access to a gun, they're going to use it at some point in time. This is why most quote unquote civilized countries, you can't get a gun. It's not that hard to understand. Like most places in the world that are advanced technology, it's extremely difficult to get a gun. Extremely difficult to get a gun in most of these countries. In America, it's very easy to get a gun. And you can not only get a gun, you can get an assault rifle with extended clips. You can get
the best way to go.
Yeah, so it's like
best way to go.
Okay, if we're gonna be honest,
go ahead, because I'm interested in hearing it.
I can't go to your neighborhood and get somebody touched without having permission. How that boy get that gun in that rally?
Get the gun, get on the roof, position it now.
It's in Call of Duty Warzone
for 3 minutes. He's on the roof for 3 minutes.
Like this is above our pay grade.
Yeah, and before
living.
Ian, hold on. We didn't do this, so we got to say condolences, right? Somebody's life was lost, and I know somebody else was critically injured. So our condolences go out to the family of the gentleman who lost his life. Because I mean, obviously, any act of violence we condemn, but there's families that are being affected by it. So continue.
And the other side of it too, if something happens to Trump, get ready for race war 101.
Or if
you think something happens to him and they're not going to retaliate on us, shit. But once again, how did that kid get up there with that 22 long rifle with them practice rounds?
And whenever it's a white person, it's always a lone shooter. It kind of like just dies out. If that was somebody from Saudi Arabia, they would already had tanks,
drone strikes, right?
Afghanistan
terrorist attack.
They would have already linked it to ISIS. They would have already linked it. If that was a black person, it would have already been linked to Black Lives Matter, and they would have talked about all of this stuff. If that was a Mexican person, they would have linked it to Mexican Mafia or M17. They would have already had the tracings and the phone recordings of all of his co-conspirators. They would have had RICO charges on at least 30 different people by now. But it's like this one
That's
person
a
just
fact.
Yeah, 20-year-old kid.
Alone troubled youth.
yeah.
20 years old. Like, think about that. He's born in 2004.
They would have had a documentary on how he got radicalized.
His computer
The
information.
radicalized jihadists. They would have.
He's been watching YouTube videos.
One backstory on this kid, other than
they said he was bullied in school.
He was in a Trump ad, which is
with that chin, he should be.
But they said who he was, where he's from. That was it. They didn't say no backstory. They didn't say no, he's part of a larger cell. He's a domestic terrorist. Haven't heard any of that language.
The word domestic terrorist has not been used. Like they said, it always comes. Well, they got to go to his school records. Well, he was bullied in school. He was an outcast at school. It's just similar characteristics of some of these shooters that we've seen.
Biden, wrap it up, my boy. This did it.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
We're gonna have a statue. They're gonna have a statue of the.
No, we are keeping this.
He took it over.
I need everybody to put this in the chat right now. We are keeping this, and make sure you scroll over.
Not y'all want to keep y'all job. Y'all work corporate. Be careful. Be careful.
No, we keeping it. That's not up for sale.
Trump got shot in the head.
Grace is there.
And survived.
Elon Musk. Be careful.
We keeping this.
Be careful.
He's going to be
this too.
Energized. Let's just say
don't let him take that.
He's going to be extremely energized.
Oh, when he touches that stage, Thursday? Or is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's going to be
airtight, bro.
Once he touches, it's going to be a moment for sure. It's going to be a moment.
Yeah. Well, okay.
DNC, you on the clock?
We did okay, right?
And one thing I wanted to say about the because we talked about Project 25, is that Project 25 we talked about that
on Blackout.
Yeah,
tune in every Wednesday.
No, I spoke to 19 Keys, and he actually brought up a good point. The Democrats, the liberal, they have an agenda too. They just haven't They don't publicize their agenda. So I want to be fair about this. There's a Republican agenda for sure, but there's a liberal agenda for sure as well, and it may or may not be beneficial to you. But don't just look at one thing as like, oh, this is a document and this is their agenda. There is a liberal agenda. That is a fact. That's not a conspiracy theory. There is definitely a liberal agenda. It might not be documented in white papers and for the world to see. But if we talk about one side, we should at least acknowledge that there is an agenda on the other side as well.
I will say this. It's unfortunate. We never want to see anybody's a life be put on the line like that. Like we said, people are lost. But we still got to stay focused on the task at hand, and that's making sure that our families are secure, our financial freedom is put in priority, and so we got to keep staying focused on the task at hand. That's educating ourselves and making sure that we are investing, that we are, continuing to share information and continue to grow. Because whether he's president or he's president, it's not going to really change your bank account. Right, but the information that you receive and you apply and you execute on, 1,000% will. So please stay focused on that. With all that happening,
I don't think nobody really even. That's the crazy thing. Like once he got shot, all they did was start making memes about it.
That's what I'm saying.
They start making memes. Turn
people get consumed.
But I'm just saying, it wasn't like no alarming. Like people wasn't even alarmed. Like that's what I'm saying. Nobody takes nothing serious. Nobody was even alarmed. It wasn't like, oh my God, they almost killed Donald Trump. I seen the memes happen right away. The 50 performed with Trump in the background with the.
Is that not a distraction? Though?
No, but I'm just saying that in today's society, nobody's taking nothing serious
because it's entertainment. It's like entertainment. That's what I'm saying. Like, what entertains you trains you. Shout out to my brother Neil. This is true. And if we can, this is all that's going to be on the news for the next week. So if you're on the TV, that's what's going to be on. If you're on social media, there's going to be memes. There's going to be more news report every day. That's going to happen. Don't let it take you out of the mix and take you off track from your focus, which is number one, your financial.
Does he come out to many men?
If he does that, I'm out.
It's over with.
Just the instrumental.
No, I'm out. No,
you don't got to come out to the words. Just the instrumental.
No, if I hear the quarter drop, I'm leaving. That's it. No, we're gonna do not. If that happens, we're gonna do a special Market Mondays right after.
I mean,
I think of it from a debate standpoint. What can Biden say bad about Trump now? Same thing with Drake. I've been thinking for months. Been working.
Plies made some good points. He said you should double down on this is why we need to get tougher on guns. My opponent is pro guns, and this is what happens when you just have
points.
Regulations. That this is a talking point. This is why we need to be
Plies is your lead consultant.
No, Plies needs to be put on salary from the Democratic Party. If he's not,
absolutely, for real,
he's actually making some.
He's doing some great point. Yeah.
But my thing is, if I was advising Trump, I would definitely have him come out to the instrumental of many men because.
But how many people are going to understand that relevance inside that room?
It's not for the room.
The one it's for social.
So that's what I'm saying.
Once it hits shade, bro,
it's for what demographic?
Black people, for sure, definitely. But that's what they want to get black votes, right? Like you got.
That's what I'm saying. Like our demographic will understand it. Well, some. I'm like
no. Everybody gonna understand. Many men that
depends on the age. So that kid,
if you're a millennial black, and like I said, even if you don't know, it's gonna go on Shade Room and they're gonna explain it for you, and then it's gonna become a viral moment. He'll just play 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. You
don't please don't even get these guys ideas. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Comes out. It's over.
When they clipped us up with the Republican counterpoints, I'm gonna go.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna go live. Like no way.
That's a fact.
Could I get into Dykeman and watch a basketball game on top of the gate with a 22 long rifle?
No, it's highly suspicious. It's highly suspicious.
I've seen Mark Wahlberg's a shooter.
Okay.
0 dark 30.
Okay.
But hey,
the Nikkei index in Japan fell 2% recently, right? What do you think this signifies for the global markets?
It's another thing along with the Tesla thing the Nikkei's been on fire. Why are we concerned about a 2% pullback? Why? All the indexes are up. Nikkei has done well. I know the Japanese yen is having some issue, but the Dow is doing good. They kicked out Walgreens out of Nasdaq. Tech stocks are on fire. Why are you writing about a 2% pullback? I know it's a slow news day, but what? So when somebody sent me this, I'm like, bro, are you really worried? Like, no. Some of y'all lost half y'all money in bad relationships and then want to ask about. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nikkei is a good investment long term. Almost all indexes are. And then, of course, most people aren't even like invested into the Nikkei internationally. I like it at 40,479. But this is like almost a non-issue to even be worried about.
This goes back to the other article where it's like if you read the headline is one thing, but you understand contextually once you read further. Yo, for 3 days in a row, it hit an all-time high.
Yes. It's like, come on. And it's been on fire since 2020. Like, the Nikkei almost looked like a tech stock. And then even the past couple months has been up heavy since November. This is nothing. It's outperformed what it should have done, honestly.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. It's a non-story.
Do you consider Honeywell to be a good stock to invest in at the moment?
Shotty, we can make an argument better than Tesla.
Which part of the company? Which part?
Good point. It's better than the fake robotics, the iRobotics part.
Right now. That's what I'm saying. People don't even understand what Honeywell does. I'm gonna give you context, and then Ian, I'll let you answer. So they have, I mean, it does a lot of things, right?
A lot of things.
Aerospace. Right, it has energy solutions. It has industrial automation. It has a bunch.
Neither of those divisions do I want to talk negatively about.
Exactly. tread lightly, but I mean, it does a lot of things, and so it's tough to pinpoint one. But
yeah, great company. Well, very solid company. I would give it a B. Is it in my top 25? No, but it is a solid company if you want safety. Of course, it had a deep dip in 2020, but I think it's done incredibly well. It should get back to that. Maybe it should get to like 240 and maybe like a year and a half. So if you're in it, good. But it's one of those industrial companies that not many people know about that performs well. Give you a solid 15-18% return a year, and you'll be good. But yeah, it's a good company. It's not in my top 25, but it's a great company.
All right,
fair enough.
What about
Hold on, Shotty. Next week we need a list of 30 companies better than Tesla.
30?
I do 15.
Ask Chat GPT.
Not 30. Not 30.
25?
I still got it late lottery. I think lottery's 14, by the way. There's more teams now. Yeah, because there's more teams. So it's 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
ELF. We talk about the beauty industry.
Now this is a good company.
Yeah, it's a great company.
Good.
Better than Tesla?
It's not the leader in its space, but it's a good company. I mean, Ulta, I'll put before it.
Ulta for sure.
But yeah, this is I think and the interesting thing, and like every now and then you'll get somebody that walk up to you and you never know which episode of Market Mondays that they watch or which that they heard and they decide to execute on. Elf is one of those that we've heard and people say, hey, I remember when y'all talked about
sleeper.
That. Yeah. It was a sleeper and I invested in it and they saw some great returns from it. So this is a good one. Go ahead. I think what's the good entry price for it?
I like 162.40. If you can't be patient, 189.49 if you need like a quick entry. But 162.40 is a great entry for it. That beauty space is on fire. I see Dwayne Wade is putting his hand in the pot. Back to you.
Yo, shut up. Yo, man. Can
this is in blackout. So
I don't know if that's for this one.
So
I won't touch it on blackout either.
I asked ChatGPT to name 30 companies better than Tesla.
Oh,
it says Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, Visa,
Johnson, no,
Procter & Gamble, JP Morgan Chase, United Healthcare.
Chase, UNH is better.
No.
MasterCard, Pfizer, Walt Disney, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Exxon.
It's already invalid. All those companies that you're naming.
Exxon's better.
I'm just telling you what ChatGPT.
I get what you're saying.
I mean, we named 12 outside. I'm just interested to know what ChatGPT said.
What I'm saying.
Let me finish the list. Intel, Meta, Adobe.
Intel definitely not.
I'm saying, like, what are we talking
Adobe about? Is Meta.
This tells you right now that you shouldn't use that for the investment advice.
Meta, Adobe, Netflix, Salesforce, Costco, Home Depot, Nike, Walmart.
Walmart.
You're not taking Salesforce. I know that for sure.
Hell no.
You're not taking Disney. You're definitely not taking Intel, right?
Hell
no. And Procter & Gamble. These are solid companies, strong companies, but what are they? Growth? Or are they value? There's a difference, right? When you're talking about
Procter & Gamble, kind of tough though.
It's a great company. No, it's a great company. Yeah. But when we're talking about returns, like some of the volatility in Tesla helps because it does have spikes, right? Since 2012, we've seen it go on these runs. Whereas some of these are like staples. United Health, like they're staples. They're not going to have as much growth as some of these tech companies, Tesla being one of them.
I'll take a solid 17% over, but no, definitely not Intel. Definitely not. Who they say? Pfizer? Definitely not. But I'm gonna come up with my list next week. Elon, I don't have no personal vendetta against you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Macy shares have been declining. Is there a price point at which you find the stock attractive?
Morta, dead. No. Neil. Like there are some companies that I think are just uninvestable and they're hanging on by a thread. If you've ever walked in a Macy store in the last 7 years, it looked like two rhinoceroses ran into each other and just threw inventory everywhere. No. Their last high was in 2015 at $73. Definitely not better than Tesla. It's at $16 now.
Bad.
How are they still on an exchange?
Yeah. You know what?
This is robbery.
I'm not the biggest fan of Macy. Just their business model. We talked about anchor stores and we talked about malls, and it's kind of an old style of doing business. What the reason that they actually saw an increase over the past few years, I know the pandemic, the inventory was being backed up, obviously, all the delays in shipping, but there was a potential that they were going to get purchased from Arc House Management and so they were going to purchase it for $5.6 billion. That deal fell off the table earlier today. Share sank by 16%, the biggest decline in over 4 years. And so now they're saying they're going to go back to the model of we're going to close stores and we're going to focus on the stores that are working. So there's like 70 stores or throughout that they believe that are working. I mean, we had a Macy's where we live, and that thing is gone. Yeah. They're holding on for dear life, man. It's going to be tough. E-commerce is obviously the way of of now and the future. They haven't had a great rollout in that. I just can't see it, man. I can't see it. The 34th Street store, I'm assuming it's still profitable. I think like a majority of the revenue for the company, like maybe 30%. So that is a flagship. Yeah, I'm not touching Macy's.
What else they selling after hours in that store? Yo, this stock is terrible, man. This is probably one of the worst. And for the scale, I will argue they're worse than GameStop. And I'm not pro GameStop at all.
Worse.
They need to go out of business. Yeah, terrible. Profit margin 0.4%. Not even 1% of money that comes in they get to keep. No, I would never touch the stock. Okay. And Macy's wasn't that dope in 2015 either.
The store or the stock?
Neither. Shot, if you don't eat diner food, I know you want the Macy's. No, don't lie. Don't lie to me.
Macy's was you could find something in there.
Macy's was always good for polo. You always get some polo. The Tommy section, you can always find some in the Tommy section. Nautica, they always have some good swim trunks. You can get and then if you was really shopping on a budget, you can get like some loafers.
Fact.
So Macy's
the brunch boots was in there.
You know what killed Macy's was like Zara and all of those type of
TJ Maxx.
Well, TJ Maxx, that's years ago.
Yeah.
But TJ Maxx is still profitable right now.
Yeah.
But they cut it.
It's crazy.
The way they did it was, all right, we're going to be like a gumbo. So rather than having just those specific polo section, Nautica section, we're going to put everything together and let you go find. It's a scavenger hunt for the best sale.
Yeah.
Once that happened,
it was
night.
Yep. And TJ Maxx probably isn't talked about enough on the retail side. That's one of the few retail companies that perform like a tech stock. Like their chart is insane.
It worked. That model worked.
Yeah.
The Macy's model. Yeah. And Macy's was a staple in our community. So everything he's saying, like we literally stopped and we got those things. But it didn't adapt well with the times.
Okay. Do you foresee a rate cut happening in September?
Let's go.
The purview of my crystal ball. But I will say, I'm gonna clip this up. I'm gonna give you something I'm wrong about. I'm gonna say yes. Got to feed the streets one way or another, right? I'm gonna say yes. We will need a rate cut at some point. I don't have any intel what Powell. Oh, to all the Democrats, none of anything that I said is reflective of how I feel about Nancy Pelosi and Janet Yellen. I know y'all not gonna let me in the building, but them two little doors, let me walk through. Please. Yes, please. But yeah, I think hopefully one rate cut will come in September. It will be the one for the year if we do it, but I hope so.
You think one for the year?
I don't see how they do more because I don't think they can push us back down to 2% after 14, 15 years of quantitative easing. And I think if they were going to push us towards that rate level, we would have been there already. The average home mortgage is what, 7% now?
Well, Fed Powell spoke last week, so the inflation number has gone down slightly. CPI has gone down. And according to the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, who tracked this, Ian, you're in the green here. They said that there's a 95% chance that there will be a rate cut in September.
Bravo. Y'all clip that part up too. CME Chicago. They I hope so. We need.
Okay.
No, and if Biden want any chance to win, he better call Chicago and make sure that them numbers right.
And then have one in November and hopefully, if you're still there, get one in December.
Right. You gotta call the moving company.
Right into the Christmas rally. We need it.
Yeah. All right. Hit the like button and share. So analyst Tom Lee has predicted the S&P 500 will reach 15,000 by 2030. So that would be like almost triple from where it is now.
Yeah.
In a relatively short period of time. 2030 is not that Not that far away. 6 years.
It's crazy.
So is that even realistic that the S&P 500 is going to increase triple in 3 years? I mean, 4 years, 6 years, 6 years.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I love Tom. I know some people don't like him because he's always super bullish, but the thing that he does get right is better to be bullish on the market long term. Because if you look at a graph of how often we're positive versus negative, I think 78% of the time we're to the up. I don't know if we're triple, but I can see us doubling. Especially if they start moving some of these bum ass companies out of the way Walgreens got kicked out. If the SPY does some reshuffling and put some better companies in there and replace the ones that are laggards or value driven companies, I definitely can see us doubling by 2030. Tripling will be tough. We will have to, and then in order for that to happen, we will need to get back to 2%, 3% interest rate across the board. And I don't know if we'll have that many cuts, but if we get down to 2 to 3% and they reshuffle some of the companies that are in there, we could triple, but I don't see us getting that many rate cuts in our favor. I really don't. But the biggest lesson is to stay long in the market no matter what.
Well, it's also conspicuous hyperinflation, which
That's true.
so if the theory that the market is rigged is true, then it would be like, okay, previously 7% average S&P 500, that's not going to do it if inflation is higher than that. So you would have to get double digit return. And rule of 72 is that if you get 7.2% on your investment for a 10-year period of time, then that doubles your investment. So now if the new 7.2 is 14% or 20%, right? Now you're going to start to see a higher increase. While money is getting devalued, you need higher rates of return to actually keep up with inflation. The regular 7% is not going to cut it anymore. So that's something to consider.
That's a great point. I never thought about that. That's a great point.
Yeah, and at that number, what does that put the Nasdaq? What does that put the Dow?
Nasdaq will go ballistic if the SPY triples. Then that's a quintupling for Nasdaq.
Yeah. Hold for the long term.
Yeah, hold no matter what. But Rashad, that's a great point about the inflation point for sure.
Yeah, something to think about, something to consider.
Something
to consider, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, when, if ever, do you see United Health Group breaking out of its current trading range?
I think this is a great question if you're looking at it from a trading perspective, but if you're holding for it long term, doesn't matter when it breaks out of the range. I think the most important thing is to buy it at the right price. Like at 463.27, I like it. Maybe by end of year, but if you're holding it long term, if it's in a range, that's actually a time to buy. Now, if you're in a trade, that's a whole nother conversation. But I don't think you should care when it should break out of a range, as long as it doesn't break to the downside. Like, remember when Apple was flat and Amazon was flat all that time, and everyone was like, Troy, what happened to your pick? And now everybody at Amazon looking happy, and everyone who bought Amazon is as well. So if you are investing in it, I don't think you should care. But by end of year, I think it should break out. I know I had that pullback in April. Summer months are going to be slow. So probably October, November, they'll be good. But if you're holding it for a long period of time, don't worry about it being range bound. That gives you an opportunity to buy more of it.
There you have it. You have it. What about Broadcom?
Fire.
Love it.
Love it. Better than Tesla.
I'll put it there. I'll give you that.
Better than Tesla. Now, if Elon goes and buys one of these, I'm gonna shut clean up. Or if you put Starlink in the bundle with
the bundle pack,
I'll be quiet. I went and looked at the little RV one online last week after we talked about it. I'm gonna get a Starlink. So
yeah.
So what's the buy-in price?
We just had the 10-to-1 split went through, and so now the price has been cut.
I like 162.64 for a quick entry. Yeah, 162.64. I like it.
Yeah, this has staying power. This is again the AI economy when you're talking about what they do. they create the network solutions inside of data centers, right? So if you can buy all these chips, how they all communicate with each other, Broadcom's at the forefront of that. And
Yes,
so
right.
as NVIDIA, you see NVIDIA rising, you see SMCI rising. All these things start moving, and TSM will start rising. You'll start seeing them move together because they all are intersected inside that ecosystem of AI. Love this one. Love this one. I admittedly said that I was not in this pick, and just was waiting on it. Now that it's split, maybe obviously you just gave a good price point for it. Maybe it's time. But yeah, it was definitely one that I missed for sure.
Trump selects Senator J.D. Vance as vice presidential running mate. Is this a surprise pick for? Where's Mike Pence at? I know they're not getting along, but wait, what?
We went back to Ohio,
Indiana.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things. Well, surprise, he didn't pick a black person. For everybody thought that was gonna Tim Scott.
Congratulations.
Didn't happen. I mean, it doesn't matter who his vice president is at this point. I think, honestly, he probably picked somebody who's from a swing state, Ohio. But more importantly, he picked somebody that is not going to be a threat. 90% of the population have even heard this guy before. So you pick somebody who's not going to be a threat, right? Who's not going to have any level of chance of outshining you because he's the ticket. So it's not like he's trying to pick a VP to help his situation. Like Obama picked Biden because he needed Biden. He needed that white male support. Biden picked Kamala Harris because he needed her. He needed the black woman support. He needed that. Trump doesn't need anything. So he just kind of picked anybody. I mean, I guess no disrespect to J.D. Vance, but let's just be honest. Did you know who J.D. Vance was?
I don't know who he is. That's what I say. I'm gonna have to do the research on him. I certainly will do the research on him and figure out, listen to what he's about. Yeah, interesting pick.
Does this hurt his campaign any?
Does it hurt? The base is the base. I don't think it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, two white men.
That's standard. Pretty standard.
What can you do?
I know for damn sure we won't be getting invited to the White House.
Very little chance. That's why it's like, yo, Kamala, like they got
Kamala. I appreciate you.
Call my line.
CME.
We got to salvage this situation.
What's the difference marking on us getting invited?
If they take this
negative, like a whirlwind, 2020,
4 years off, we're gonna take 4 years off because we will not be invited. It's a very strong possibility we will not be getting invited. But hey, who knows? Anything is possible. But I tell you what, they won't be playing any hip hop music at the dinners.
Oh yeah,
and there'll be no electric slide, and there'll be no
maybe some country.
What does that have to do with hip hop?
I'm just saying we invaded that space now.
We got a couple people.
Number one records in there.
Yeah,
we might be.
Now with Hawk 2, a girl album come out. They about to get off a little bit.
Tipsy record out there.
This is the end of an era. Ladies and
to
gentlemen.
Shabuzi.
It's been fun. It's been a hell of a ride. Appreciate the invites, but I have a feeling it's over. It's over.
This is a shocking pick, though.
All right. Well, we'll monitor the situation when it comes to the vice president. But yeah, I personally think that he picked somebody that nobody knew for a purpose to keep the focus on him. Pick a weak candidate, swing state, no chance of him trying to take the shine, overpower him.
Learn from Mike Pence.
No chance of that happening. Pick somebody that nobody knows from a swing state. He's a millennial. So yeah, you got two white men.
Business as usual.
American me.
Business as usual.
American me. What can go wrong?
I am terrified. Once I saw the little photo side by side.
What could go wrong? What can go wrong? Yeah.
What y'all say?
What's the worst that can happen?
Kamala, call us, please. Please. My Lord.
Please.
They're gonna have a MAGA march. See them two win, boy.
Yeah, that's a fact. Tiki torches.
Terrified
across America. Please. Kamala Harris. Please.
We'll fly out there this week. Got you.
Please.
AKAs, where you at? Deltas, where you at? Alphas. Alphas, we gotta go all at one time.
Step.
So
for real.
My
Lord.
Spooky hours.
Roland Martin, can you call for us real quick?
Right now.
Please, my brother.
Call in now.
Spooky hours. Spooky hours, ladies and gentlemen.
Should look like the purge.
Yeah. Hunting season. This guy looks like a hunter. He strikes me as a hunter.
Not Hunter Biden.
Not Hunter Biden either. Oh man. What a time to be alive.
Dr. Umar, can we please get you? Lord.
Spooky hours, ladies and gentlemen. Spooky hours. Oh man. What's the biggest lesson you learned from attending Ross Mack's event this weekend?
I'm still shook by Jitty. For real, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm from Indiana. I thought Mike Pence or something. He may have him beat. But one great lesson I think that I picked up from Terry was just to focus on 30 stocks. I think sometimes we want to learn everything about every company, but when you know a collection of stocks like the back of your hand, it makes your trading and investment decisions a lot easier. Sure, I'm going to try my damnedest to come up with 15 and maybe 12 that are better than Tesla. But I think it's a good case to know off the top of your head. I think it was even dope just for us to be able to name some off the top, like who's hot, who's not, type thing. So, but knowing 30 stocks to invest in, I think was a great lesson on the investment side of what to invest in.
Yeah. The biggest, I told him to his face and I told it to the audience, I was just encouraged for people that look like us. And shout out to Ross and what he means to the city of Chicago, but what he means to the financial education space. He's somebody that, you see on that Yahoo Finance and you see him, teaching his kids. And I think that's super important. Right? Everybody has a role to play inside this space. So to have a weekend like he did with people that look like us during the summer, and people were engaged, and he went through all stages, right? So he took you through how to create an investment, a brokerage account. He told you how to look for stocks. He talked about options. I know you had a panel, you were talking to Terry, and that was informative. And then we talked about scaling to close out the show. I thought it was super impactful. So I'm encouraged, man. Everybody has a role. Everything is not going to be InvestFest, and everybody's not going to be, have a super 20,000 person event, but these ones inside of where you live, it means so much because you become accessible, you're reachable, you're obtainable, and they've actually seen your growth, right? So he actually did this inside of his old high school, which is dope.
That's amazing.
He walked through those halls, man. He sat in that auditorium. So to come back in this way, I thought was super incredible. And so shout out to Ross Mack, shout out to his entire family and everybody that pulled up on us.
Shout out to Ross. Shout out to Ross Mack, man. Good dude. Shout out to Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, we will be back in Chicago for Earn Your Masters on 8/4. August 4th, we will be having a free event. Go to our website and RSVP. And also, we have a pitch competition that we're running. $50,000 will go to the grand winner when it's all said and done. If you want to enter and you're in Chicago or the greater Chicago area, it's free to enter. Just go to the website and enter. And then also, if you want to perform, you can apply to perform as well. That also is on the link and the United Masters website, which is on our website. Earn Your Masters tab, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago, we are coming, and RSVP your spot. Space is limited, so you must RSVP. And once again, do remember, InvestFest. Welcome to Atlanta sweepstakes. Shout out to T.I. T.I. is doing the sweepstakes. Anybody that buys a general admissions ticket this week from Monday to Sunday, the 15th to the 21st, will be entered to win $5,000 cash prize, VIP ticket upgrade, meet and greet with ourselves and T.I., access to exclusive VIP dinner, tickets to Atlanta Falcons game, tickets to Trap Museum, free meal at Trap City Cafe, tickets to 85 South live show, 1 year access to EY University, and access to our real estate and business creation courses. So
whole lot.
You are entered to win. And if you're a previous GA ticket, you'll be entered to win as well. But if you're thinking about coming to InvestFest and you're getting a general admission ticket, this is the week
It's a
that
great
you
week.
probably should, because I don't think we're going to be giving away $5,000 again. So
said think.
this is the week.
We're not.
No.
This is the week.
It is the script.
This is the
Nope.
week. GA tickets, all GA tickets, and then one winner, and then we'll have 4 other second place winners. Those 4 other second place winners will have their tickets upgraded to VIP tickets. So that's a great benefit within itself. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Burberry Group down 16%. Macy's down 16%.
Yeah.
We ain't giving away no more money if this MAGA ticket get in.
Facts.
Yeah.
MAGA is looking very, very disruptive. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your khakis ready because
Docker, stop.
man,
Stay focused.
Can y'all call Kendrick Lamar and get them to the White House?
please.
To Bimba Butterfly. They was there.
They're not like us.
We're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They not like us. It's gonna be the new one. That's the new anthem. They got to remix it.
All right. Well, are there earnings?
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow ASML will be reporting big week. TSM will be reporting on Thursday, so we're watching that. And Netflix is another one of those leaders in their space, so they'll be reporting as well. So it's that kickoff to earnings season is here. I know Goldman reported earlier, pretty good. So it's bank season, and then at the end of the month it'll start getting into those huge blue chip mega tech companies. The 15th of August.
TSM over Netflix or no? You writing the list for me?
I'm taking. I'm partial to that one. Yeah.
Taiwan should be number one for
August 15th. Circle the date. NVIDIA will be reporting. I'm just letting y'all know now. Circle your date. August 15th.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, another one.
IanInvest.com. If you want to get rich from the market, if I made you money, please put yes in chat. Get your tickets to InvestFest. Things could be crazy in November, so we got to get that money together. Yeah. And also, it's a good time to start looking for a second place to live. We told y'all.
So the Republican National Convention, they have some black people that's speaking. Amber Rose.
I was gonna say she's speaking.
Amber Rose black.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's black. Yeah. I'm saying she's black.
Wait, what?
What you mean?
She's not black?
It's a mixed family.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the team.
She's from Cape Verde. I know she's
from Cape Verde.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But she's born here though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim Scott will be speaking.
This is the list.
A few others.
They left Sexy Dash off. Not just down.
Sexy Red will probably be there.
Next, early.
For real. Twerk off her and Hawk Tour.
Early.
Kodak. Where Kodak at?
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Judge Orville has been removed from the YSL RICO trial. Ladies and gentlemen.
I saw his man from the.
In case you were interested.
His man's running around right now.
Yeah, it's time. We gotta start a prayer group. Get on all the doom.
Interesting times that way in.
Yep.
All right. Well,
stay low, keep firing.
Yeah.
That's it. Stay focused.
Get your tickets to InvestFest. As I said, Shannon Sharp just got added to the lineup. We got something special with him. Of course, we got the legendary icon 50 Cent as the headliner. We got Steve Harvey, Damon John, Steven Stout, T.I. Don Peebles, Lauren London, Stephen A. Smith, Monica, Earn Your Leisure, Ian Dunlap, 19 Keys, Pinky Cole, Shaka Bars, Van Jones, Wyclef John, Will.i.am, Coach K, Yaki Awaken, Billy Carson, Matthew Garland, Derek Hayes, Alex Burton, Terrence J, Kenny Burns, Larry Morrow, Milan Harris, the Marathon Team. Shout out to my brother Black Sam, JP, Yandy Smith, Zay Tobin, Poor Minds, Mandy B, Miss Business,
Tim Scott.
Surprise.
That's a fact. Look, this is it. This is probably the most important one that we've ever done because it's spooky hours.
Yep.
Are upon us.
Yep.
So
DI is dead.
The information is vitally important, but the relationships, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to meet the right people. That has to happen. This next 5 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
This just accelerated that.
With this VP candidate, hypothetically, do you think we'll see regulation at some point to stop the spread of this information? Since Black women are like the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, DEI has been killed off. Freedom Fund has been dismantled.
Man, anything is possible, bro. I feel like stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Stranger things have happened. The Supreme Court already gave immunity.
Yeah. That's why I was like, now. Time is now.
It's almost
Like it's now. It's not like, oh, let's just wait. Like information is here. It's readily available. You can't take that for granted.
Yeah.
You gotta implement, execute now.
Pull up on us on Dykeman. We play in Dykeman Friday night, 8:00. So pull up on us if you see us in traffic.
And in Baltimore, we'll be in Baltimore on Saturday.
We will be in Baltimore Saturday. Shout out to B More, man. Always good energy.
That's a fact.
Reliant Tony. That's something that Baltimore has always been a good place. You know, I used to live in Baltimore, and it's one of these places that has had tremendous hardships, but there's opportunity, and it's a place that you got to pay attention to because it's not going to look how it used to look pretty much long. It's already kind of been gentrified and changed a little bit. So if you're in Baltimore, man, you need to really tap in.
With the 30-year plan, man, you're talking to us about that 30-year plan where it's like, all right, we look at the area that we're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
First thing we do is we deplete it from economic resource, and we put weapons in there, we put drugs in there, let the people ravage the place, and then we say, all right, well, now that they've done that, let's figure out how we can go get that land and how we can build on it.
Cheap, yeah.
So we got to figure out if there's a 30-year plan, and that's how developers are looking at it. What year y'all in?
That's a fact. So shout out to Resilient Tony, shout out to Raven Paris, and go to _Wealth Summit and get your tickets. And once again, shout out to the whole DMV, a great market for us, and always just show love and support Baltimore and the whole Baltimore, Delaware, District of Columbia, Virginia, the whole vibe. You know the vibes.
Westmore. Westmore. Hit us up, bro.
On my phone, man. You might be the only savior.
Westmore.
You might be the savior.
That's my guy.
Call my phone.
Help is needed.
Solid dude.
Call my phone.
Solid.
Kamala Harris.
Call us immediately.
Madam Vice President.
If I'm in Mexico, I'll leave and come
Rolling.
there.
Rolling on the way. He calling us now.
Rolling. Let's get this going, man. Let's have a conference call. Roland Martin, Umar Johnson.
Umar immediately on a pickup. Auntie Shell, I know y'all busy in Hyde Park to call all the troops.
Oh, where's Michelle? Where's Michelle when you need her?
It's not gonna happen.
Where's Michelle Obama when you need
Auntie
her?
Shell says she enjoying her life.
It's almost over.
No.
All right, y'all. Love is love. See you in Dykeman on Friday and see you in Baltimore on Saturday. And we're out.
Peace.